Yo, my name is Marcus Russell, and this is the Marcus Russell. Yo, we come through all media social sources to get this good information for you. So you don't have to watch the news all day. We find the most important scenes, the most important clips, the most impressive topics, or the funniest topics. So on CNN, I found that they said that the Billionaires Boy Club were trying to buddy up with Donald Trump. Yo, let's see what they had to say. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Tara Palmieri, senior political reporter for Puck News. Okay, in your latest article, you spoke to conservative legal scholar and former Trump advisor John Yoo about what Trump can and cannot actually get done in his first day or days in office. So what was the conclusion there?
The conclusion is that Trump has a lot of power when it comes to foreign policy. Like, he can really, help broker a peace agreement with Ukraine and Russia.
Right.
He could drop a bomb on Tehran. Congress gives him a lot of power to do that. But in terms of finishing the border wall, he needs congressional approval and, frankly, the budget to do that. He can't just tap the money from the Treasury like he tried to do during the first term. I mean,
Let's look at this list of his day one promises. They said that he wants to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Um, he wants to punish schools with vax mandate, close the southern border, start off the mass deportation program, end the EV mandate, increase oil drilling, start ending inflation, end the Green New Deal, end Biden economics, end the bright ship citizenship, start cutting energy costs, pardon the January 6th protesters, and restore the Trump travel ban. Now, and then revoke DEI requirements. All right, now the Trump travel ban kind of kept a lot of Middle Easterns that had nothing to do with our plight from visiting, even. But hey, yo, like I said, I'm behind each and every single one of them ideas, and I'm me. I love Trump right now. I can see why the billionaires are buddying up to him because I want to be Trump's buddy. He needs a black friend like me. His main black friend is Herschel Walker, and he's a horrible black friend. He doesn't have a black friend like me, like a real, like in case, like if you get into a fight, come on, you need somebody like me. Or like if Trump pulled up to like a ghetto gas station, he know he can't get out at that gas station. You know, Trump needs somebody like me to ask, be like, is it cool if I say? And I'll be like, no, Trumpito, don't say that. You know, that's just when it's just me and you, big dog. He never had. I'll smack anybody even look at me and Trumpito crazy. Like, who is he looking at? Whoa. You know what I'm saying? I Trump, I really want us to be friends. For real. I just really wish we can just find some
he
type of
can,
way.
order ICE to start mass deportations, but cities and states can try to halt that. And then there's the question over whether he can stop funding or cut off funding to these various cities and states that act as sanctuary cities. That'll be up to Congress to enforce that as well. And birthright citizenship, that'll end up going to the courts, and he'll probably lose that. He can tell the Department.
No, no, she's incorrect on that. The border enforcement doesn't have to report to Senate. So once they get, that's why they're building the prisons now. They haven't asked, can they? They haven't got the money permission. They doing whatever they want to do. You know, I can be like, I can see myself. I just imagine myself popping up at Mar-a-Lago and, me and Trump meeting each other and, we exchange numbers. We hit it off. And he's like, don't never leave me. I would never leave, honestly, I feel like I feel like he would probably put a security detail on me as soon as I popped up at Mar-a-Lago, like as soon as I got there. For real. I also feel like every picture of Trump, he's looking at me like, I know you stole something last time you was shopping here. But for real though, I want to be Trump's friend. It's really about time that everybody gets behind this bandwagon. For real, so we can be a whole entire country united front.
Of Justice, his attorney general, to start investigating his enemies list. But at the end of the day, you need a jury, a grand jury, to decide whether to prosecute or not, to go through with charges. And so, he has to deal with the courts in a lot of these cases. So can he pardon everyone from the January 6th insurrection on day one? Yeah, he can do that. Could he possibly pull out of NATO? That's unclear. It's not actually a clear thing because it is a treaty, and so far, the Constitution allows.
I swear to God, a lot of like Democratic news and like Democratic politicians don't realize we're not playing by none of these regular traditional rules no more. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Just because just because you're not supposed to do that or you're not allowed to do that, or even in the cases where it's gonna look disgusting, no, it doesn't matter no more. It's choose a side. I think they've been asking a lot of people just to come on over to this side, you know what I mean? And they're trying to promote this like a dictator, like this guy's a dictator, but it's not a dictator when the majority of the country is the behind it. You know what I'm saying? They're not calling Netanyahu a dictator, and he's been attacking Gaza for a year now, blowing up Gaza Strip. You know what I mean? We're not calling him a dictator. He's attacking his neighboring country and invading it. So if our president decides that no, hey, if Trudeau don't want to come with no player deal, then y'all can just be a part of America. Peacefully. We peacefully bring democracy to your stuff, brother. We got to blow everybody
The
down. You know how we
president to pull out
can.
of treaties, and I think that's going to be tested. He could definitely pull out the Paris Climate Accord because that was not ratified by Congress. So there are a number of things that he can really do that can create an earthquake, that can create a lot of psychological warfare for humans, particularly those who are impacted by communities where there are large numbers of migrants, and if they're seen as a mass deportation that can impact communities. But a lot of these things could be held up on day one from the courts, like when he tried to impose a Muslim ban. It took about a year to go through the courts.
Yeah.
And, you and John also talked about whether or not Trump could target people that the administration or Trump himself considers adversaries. What is the likelihood of that happening, and how do you think he would go about it?
Yeah, I mean, he can certainly pass on a so-called enemies list to his Department of Justice. Like, he is seen as the chief prosecutor, as the president of the United States. Every prosecutor that works below him, including his attorney general, works for him. And they could start an investigation into these people. And everyone knows that being investigated is a very, exhausting process for the person who's being.
It wasn't nothing when they was investigating him while he was campaigning. He was investigating Trumpito like a trick. It wasn't nothing when they try to keep on making cases and have Trumpito going to trial so you can make him, criminalize him while he was campaigning to be president. And then, but like I keep saying, there's pretty much nothing bad you can say about Trumpito. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I keep trying to tell everybody he gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's gang. He probably already know the no gang handshake. You know what I mean? Like Trumpito got 36 felony convictions. He's the gang leader at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? He the leader of my no joke. You know what I'm saying? At this point, there's nothing bad you can say about him. Like a little orange bully with a big button. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Not no little old wrinkled Mr. Burns that's scared to push the button. I'd rather have an orange bully at the table. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Matter of fact, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I need 1,000 subscribers.
Being investigated. Ultimately, it's up to a grand jury, an independent body to decide whether they want to move forward with charges. But yeah, he can start that process for sure. And whether.
Yeah, sorry. I also want to ask you, according to Trump, a billionaire Bill Gates now wants to meet with him. We've seen this kind of parade of wealthy business owners, billionaires, going down to Mar-a-Lago to, kind of kiss the ring. What do you make of this? What do you make of the precedent? And do you?
Yo, so I was researching this because this is what I wanted to get on. So they said that out of this Trump cabinet that they have, it's I think they said $117 billion net worth of the Congress. Elon having 360 something billion. Combined their network of the billionaire boys club in the cabinet, their net worth is more than 172 other countries' GDP. So is it our fault that it's 174 broker countries in our political cabinet? No, I don't even know why MSNBC would try to promote that as like a reason why we wouldn't want to support Trumpito's choices, man. You know what I'm saying? My only choice, like I said, is like I ain't feeling Elon. I mean, I'm feeling Elon. I would probably sneak this Elon though, because I love Elon, but I want to be Trump's best buddy. I can see myself like, well, do you really trust this guy? You know what I'm saying? Trying to hate for real. Like I really was Trumpito with FWM. You know what I mean? For real.
You think it's becoming a situation where if you don't go, you may be on the outs in the next, the next 4 years?
Yeah, I think these billionaires certainly see that Trump has a very expansive view about his role as president. He can slap tariffs on Mexico and Canada. He's already threatening that right now. He can make business difficult for them, right? Especially if they end up on Trump's enemies list. I think he also, a lot of these men are business minded, and they want to make sure that their companies are in the best position moving forward into the next administration. Usually you would, hire lobbyists, maybe you set up a meeting with the president once he's in office. But with Trump, it is so much about the glad handing and the becoming his best buddy, that they have learned from the past administration that he's pretty accessible. I mean, if you're Bill Gates,
I could see me being best buddies with Trumpito being very effective in my future success. I actually, I mean, I wouldn't bet if I was like best friends with him because he hooks all his friends up. Like, look how he did Herschel. Herschel's worthless, and he made him the ambassador of the Bahamas. Probably to keep him out there so he don't get himself in trouble, like I said. But like, that's how good he hooks his homies, his friends up. He even getting all the January 6th Patriots out. You know what I'm saying? I could see like if we tapped in every day, like I would always call him, and I feel like if ever I got the nerve to be like, Trump, really, turn me up, you know what I'm saying? Plug me. I feel like he'd be like, I thought you never asked my end. I wouldn't even get mad if he called me his end, because like right then I would know he's really gonna plug me. You know what I'm saying?
you can get a meeting with him, go to Mar-a-Lago and try to kiss the ring.
I can see everybody that's a billionaire wanting to buddy up with Trumpito because he's a cool friend to have. I had a vision the other night that I had met Trumpito in Bedminster. He has a golf course out there in Bedminster outside of New Jersey. And while I was there, them drones that been floating over New Jersey for a month, they started attacking, right? And so, me being the end that I am, I had already escaped, but I seen that they had got his security detail and they had blew him up. And so I came back to get Trumpito, grabbed one of the rifles, and we was fighting the aliens. And me and Trumpito we got to him, and then he asked me, "Do I know how to steal a car?" I'm like, he's like, "Do you want me to do it?" And so he cracked it up, and then we got away, and we pulled over in an alley, and then like a bunch of BLMs try to run up on us and fight us, talking about F MAGA. We like, what? Me and Trumpito jump out. We're fighting. I look over at Trump. He's kicking UFC in these BLMs. We're crashing out these BLMs, and then all I could hear was, "It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to." Man, it was like it was like a vision from God. And then we got back to the car and to the truck. Trumpito looked at me and he was like, "I really love you, my end." And I didn't even get mad when he called me his end. You know what I mean? Then I woke up and like a single tear was falling from my cheek. You know what I mean? Like that's how much I love Trumpito. Let me know how you feel about him in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.